Hello, everyone. I'm Mark,
I'm Rob.
and welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown, one of the hottest and best sports talk shows on the planet. Guess what? We need subscribers. We're almost to 1,000. Hit that notification bell at the same time, please, and you get notified of our next videos. And if you like this video, hit the like button and feel free to make intelligent, non insulting comments. And join us for our live show, Eastern Time, 7 to 8. You can call in or make comments. Rob, I think Caitlin Clark's teammates are coming around and they finally have her back. What do you think?
I think so. If you watch that last press conference, Boston has always been had her back and interrupted her when Caitlin was kind of getting down on herself. She said, hold up," you know. And the players, I feel, after that one foul during the game, and instead of just maybe Boston coming to help her out, you had three players come over and help her up. I think, yeah, they're starting to gel. I think they're starting to like because they're realizing what a great player she is. It's like, hey, you know, she's good. She's helping us. We're playing together. We're winning. So I think it's starting to come together now.
And she's a nice person.
Yeah,
She's a classy person. That's all we're. If she was like Diana Taurasi, and Diana Taurasi got knocked in the head, I'd probably go, whatever. you know, you know. She's just not. She's a nice person, and I think it's more than that. So if you don't know what happened really quickly is an announcer. It wasn't a bad question. Asked about the turnovers, and I know Caitlin Clark felt obligated to go through each turnover, and all of a sudden, and she didn't need to. And all of a sudden, Boston interrupted and said, "That's okay. That's okay. Sometimes the pass isn't there, but we know she's a great passer." And then kind of like you said, "Don't worry about it. We're good." And it was great. She has such a nice demeanor too. It's really hard to not like Boston.
she's
I'll
very
go
nice.
back. I'll go back to that game where the Carter cheap shot on it. Boston was standing right there because she was taking the inbound pass to you're throwing it to Caitlin Clark, and she didn't really do anything. But I don't get her. Even though she's tough underneath defensively, I don't think she's a fighter. And I think she was afraid to get in Carter's face because Carter is a fighter, as you can see. And I think, but at least she walked over. She didn't rush over, but at least she walked over and helped her up. But she could at least stood in Carter's face. I don't think that was going to start a fight. But at the same time, they're short of forward right now. Temmie's out, and they ended up winning that game, a really close game. And if she had gotten thrown out because she fought with Carter, they might have lost that game.
Right.
But I don't know. I would have liked to see her at least do what Wallace did in the last game, where Wallace went over and stood in the person's face and said, "Hey, that's it. Not going
We
after.
don't play that.
You're not
We
going
don't play
after my
that.
point guard or whatever." I wish someone. And the other thing in that first game against Chicago Sky, nobody ran over to see if she was okay.
No, I know.
You had three other players. I know they were at the end of the court, but still, they could have run over to see if she was okay. They could have stood in Carter's face, especially someone Smith, who's bigger than her.
Right.
They didn't do anything.
Yeah, that was I found that to be very strange as a player. I know, like I said, I would have rushed down the court and definitely, if not confronted the person, or at least like help my teammate up.
Right. Well, Boston helped her up. She could have stood in their face. I'm assuming Smith was on the court at that time. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're watching this, but then and that was not the first time. She also got knocked down against Angel Reese, and no one came up to help her out or got in Reese's face after that. And that was a hard elbow.
Mark, I had a commenter said that was also, some people were saying that was a flop because did you see how far she flew back? Again.
I'm going to address that since you brought it up. Yeah. The haters say she's a known flopper. By whom? By the haters? Yeah. I've watched her for almost 100 games. I have never, ever seen her flop. Now, if she's not getting the call a lot of times, if she didn't get a call a bunch of times, maybe she might embellish a little bit on a few plays. But even then, I don't even know if she does that. You could read into that sometimes. But she's like Michael Jordan to me. I never saw Michael Jordan flop. I never saw him embellish. And I get the same impression from her. Now, I could be wrong, but I have never seen her flop. She may embellish. I'll leave that up to you. That's a harder thing to judge, whether someone's embellishing or not. Because you don't know what angle they're at when they get hit, if they're off balance or not. You don't know how hard they get. Go ahead, Rob. You want to say something?
No, you're right. I mean, it's like just like with the cheap shot. They were saying that there was so much hate. They were saying that's a flop. I'm like, okay, let me do that to you, and let's see how you react. Or would you just stand there like a rock and not fall down? So
Right. Well, I don't know what to say, but when she got knocked down to the ground against Seattle, got a hard hit to the head. And I don't think that was an intentional foul. I don't remember anyone running up against her. I don't remember anyone getting her the woman's face. But then when she got hit by Angel Reese, 3 people came and helped her up. So there's definitely a change in the team, and as obviously that's a great thing. And I guess they heard the media and the social media, because it was loud and clear where are the teammates. And they were right. They should have done something. They don't have to start fights. I'm not really into that, but they need to get in her face and they need to help her up quickly and see if she's okay.
You're a team.
Same thing. Not just Caitlin Clark, everybody.
Yeah, you're a team. I mean, and then like I said, I mean, at least, and if she'd walked by me too, I would have said something. It's like, like they usually do, like, I'll get you next. Yeah. Oh, who do you think you're doing? Yeah, I'll get you next play.
And if you're a hater, I don't want to hear your opinion on flopping or embellishing. But if you're not a hater, if you're neutral, kind of like I am, where I criticize her all the time, just like Rob, or you're a Clark lover but not a super lover, let me know whether you think she embellishes at all or whether you think she's flops. I don't listen to haters. They say the most ridiculous things. That let me know what you think, because I don't see it. I don't see her flopping, maybe embellishing once in a blue moon. But that's it. It's not in her nature. It really isn't.
Plus, in order to flop, you have to be a good actor. You have to be. She's a good actor, but if she flops, she's not a very good actor.
Right.
It looks like it's pretty legit. When she gets knocked down, she gets knocked down. She's not flopping.
And I think, like, people criticize LeBron James for flopping. I don't think he's a flopper. I think he does embellish, though.
Yeah, he
I really don't think he flops. I don't think I've ever seen him flop, but I've seen him embellish. I can tell that part. I think it's real. First of all, I think it's really hard to tell whether someone flops or embellishes, especially embellishing. It really is. But sometimes I know LeBron's a big guy, but if, like I said, if you're off balance or the guy hits you hard or you're not expecting the hit, you can easily get knocked to the ground.
Yeah, he kind of embellishes it a little bit too much, though, Mark. I'm sorry.
Maybe I'm not saying he does.
He does flop. I'm like I said, he's a big guy. It'd be like I'm bigger than you, and if I ran into him and he falls back, I'm the one that should be falling back. The guy's huge. He's big. He's all muscled out, and for him to like oh, I'm like, come on, man, really?
Rob, well, if you're bigger than me, why you keep losing to me one-on-one?
I never lost you. I do the blocks, Mark. I can block the shots.
We never played one-on-one. We were just joking about the other day in a video. Yes. I'm like a foot taller than. No, I'm not really. What, 6'2" and 5'6". So I think you're going to win one-on-one. What are you going to do?
I got long arms.
Anyways, I could beat him in a wrestling match. All right.
I don't know. Anyway,
you'd be surprised. Okay. Anyway, let us know what you think. Do you think they have her back enough right now? Let me know in the comments. I think they're getting there. They don't have to, like I said, they don't have to do Draymond Green action, but they need to get in her face. And maybe, like Rob said, he used to like give a little extra elbow to the guy that took a cheap shot at one of his teammates. All right, if it's not too hard, I don't have a problem with that. I don't like to see fights in basketball. If I want to see fights, I go watch hockey. I go watch MMA. That's it. I just don't want to see that. I don't like cheap shots. I hated the Pistons. I hated Bill Laimbeer. And, I loved it when they put the flagrant 1 and 2 rule in there. Oh, someone made that comment. By the way, I'll address that. Someone made that comment. They said, what we have a problem with is that you guys all like this stuff, the Lakers and Celtics and the Pistons, and now you don't like what happens to Caitlin Clark. I didn't like it. And I don't think most basketball fans did. So that's a silly argument. Really, seriously. There's a few small number of people that did, like Pistons fans or people that are really into physical basketball. But I think it wasn't popular. That's why the NBA put in the flagrant 1 and 2, because they knew it wasn't popular. Why else would they do that? Go ahead, Rob.
Right. No, you're exactly right. I mean, like even the hand check. I mean, they had the hand checking for a while, and they got rid of that because that was a disadvantage. And that, like I said, I slapped the guy's hand away. But I mean, yeah, to say like, oh, geez, yeah, that's great. That's great. The one person said, oh, they put that's part of basketball. That's not part of basketball. I'm sorry. That's not basketball. It's not even street basketball. I played street basketball, in the hood and stuff. We didn't do that kind of stuff. We played, we didn't do that kind of junk.
And Rob, I'll address this in another video where people claim that they changed the rules for Michael Jordan. Okay. The hand check took place after he retired. Second of all, the flagrant one did take place during his career, but they weren't just doing it for Michael Jordan. They were doing it because it was getting out of hand. Because Bill Laimbeer was, I mean, Larry Bird said he doesn't just try to give you a hard foul. He actually tries to physically hurt you. That's why Parrish punched him. Okay. So stop it. You know, that's not what took place. Yes, they did that, but they also were doing it to clean up the sport because they knew they couldn't get away with that. And Rob, part of it was because they have predominantly black league. If you see all this fighting by black players, you know what society is going to say.
Well,
you know exactly what they're going to say.
The old stereotype. Yep, the old stereotype. Yep, see, that's how they are.
Yeah, yep. And that's why hockey gets away with it because it's an all-white league. But the black players couldn't get away with that. And that's why they put in the flagrant 1 and 2, not just to make Michael Jordan be better or look better. It's because people want to see aesthetically athletic people do their thing. Right. And that's why hockey, again, I don't like when Jaromir Jagr, I would have liked to seen a lot more of his fancy stick handling, but there's so much clutching, grabbing, holding, and checking in that sport. You see about 1/5 as many as if they did less, or if they played on a bigger rink like in international hockey. And so that's what people wanted to see. They want to see Deion Sanders make an exciting run, or they want to see, they don't want people doing cheap shots and stuff like that.
Right.
And because the people do that because they aren't as good. That's what's wrong with prison ball in the WNBA. Some of these women don't have the athletic skills or
and to say that's part of the game is totally wrong. That's not part of the game.
Right.
It's not part of the game. So get that out of your mind. Well, that's part of the game. No, it's not. It's not part of the game. It's dirty, and like you said, that means you can't guard that person, or you can't hand that person. So you got to resort to violence.
And Rob, you were physical, but you were clean, right? Except for the occasional elbow to the person who got at your teammate.
No, I was clean. I was clean. I only fouled out once in my career. I only fouled out once.
Well, you could still be clean. Fouls aren't always intentional.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be intentional if you're just playing basketball. I don't even really believe in intentional fouls myself. I play a sport, ultimate frisbee. We call your own fouls, and there's no such. You're not supposed to intentionally foul people. But that's just me. But anyways, I understand that it's good strategy wise, but that doesn't mean it's right. But you could have your own opinion. Let me know on that. Let us know what you think about all of these topics. And,
and subscribe.
And subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Let us know if you think their teammates are there for yet, whether they need to get a bit more. And, I don't want to see fights, but maybe you do. I don't. These women apparently want fights. I mean, I'm told I'm pronouncing her name wrong. I guess it's Asia Wilson instead of AJ. Asia Wilson got knocked out 3 times in one game in the face. Only 1 foul was called out of 3. And she knocked the other person at the same time in the third one, I think. But the other 2 times she just got hit in the face. And she's like, you would think she's got veteran status. She's a big woman. You would think, no, she's got kind of safe. No, she's not safe in this league either.
No, nobody's safe.
I mean, that's crazy. Anyways, live shows Monday Eastern time, 7 to 8. You can call in. You can talk. Please subscribe. Going for 1,000 real soon. Probably might have it today. And guess what? If you like that button, hit it. Hit that like button. And if you want to make intelligent, non-insulting comments, we really encourage them because I think this topic's interesting and the ones we brought up.
Yep.
So, anyway,
Peace out.
Peace out.